You told me that your dad is in BSF. So when you got your results, he was doing his duty at that time.
Actually, I got my result around 1:30, and I called my father, but there is some network problem there, so he got to know about my result nearly 2 or 3 hours later. But when he listened about my result, he was so exuberant and he was so happy that he was congratulating me. But ये होता है ना कि like little bit like वो
Feeling it.
फीलिंग होती है कि वो घर पे नहीं है, बट इट्स ओके लाइक yeah they are working for me, they are working for my studies, so I'm happy.
Hello and welcome to the Straight Line. Class 10th, the first building block. And the two young chaps I have with me right now, they have their entire future mapped out in front of them. Belonging to the rural belt of Jammu, Bishna and Deoli, they have scored 97% and 95% in 10th class CBSE. Let's talk to them, find out how they prepared and find out what their future holds for them as per their expectations. I have with me Sushant. Sushant belongs to Bishna. So, Sushant, when you got your results, was it according to your expectations? Were you expecting that you will get 97%?
Well, I never expected that much. I never expected that what percentage I will get. I just thought that yes, that subject's paper has gone well or not, and I just left it entirely upon what it would be. I was ready to accept what it would be because that was regarding what I had done. That was all dependent upon my determination and my hard work.
So, when you were, preparing for your exams, what did the preparation hold like? Did you, dedicate certain time slots to certain subjects? How did you prepare for it?
Actually, I was not able to follow any sort of timetable. I made it 10 times, but I was not able to follow that. So what I actually thought that I planned myself that I have to complete these much topics in that particular day, or for example, in one day I have to complete 2 topics of social science, and I focused more on topic because when you complete your topics that you have decided for, you will feel certain confidence in yourselves that yes, I have completed that much, and the next day I'll follow the next topic. And actually, timetable doesn't give that much assurance to you because it becomes very difficult for you to follow the timetable.
So, when you went and sat in the examination hall and you were giving those exams, were you just as confident as you were after you had finished studying? Or when you saw the question paper, even you were a little nervous, like, I can, do a pretty good in this question, but, with this question, I might falter a little?
Yes, a little bit of nervousness was there because nervousness is the one that, of course, every child has, in his or her mind during the examination. But yes, I overcome that nervousness by thinking calmly about the question paper. I thought that yes, someone has expectations from me and I have to fulfill those expectations. And I think that was the force that gave me an impetus to go further.
So, who was that someone who had expectations from you? Was it your parents? Was it your friends? Was it your relatives? The peer pressure is also there.
Actually, I would say that those expectations were from my teachers, from my parents, and everyone who knew me. And those expectations, I think they were the driving force for me to achieve that much.
So, what does your dad do? I believe like he is in the police force. So, people who are in the police force, they are also pretty disciplined. Did he, wake you up in the morning and tell you that you have to study for this much time, you have to, make us proud? Or was it all on your own? You believed that you have to do something to prove yourself to them?
No, they never pressurized me. They didn't put themselves, over hardened on me. They all left it on me that whatever I wanted to do, I did. I woke up in the morning early. Actually, that was all about my topics. That whether they were completed or not. If they were not completed in one day that I expected, then the next day I woke up early, and that was on my own dependence only. I had a long alarm clock, so I just set it up, and the next day I woke up early as I did. My father never pressurized me. In fact, my mother never.
They never. And generally, in class 10th, people do take it a bit casually. They believe that, 10th, it is important, but it is not that important. We'll buckle up when it's class 12th. So, what you made you study hard for class 10th as well? Was it, your teacher's guidance? Was it your school? Was it something that you had in you, a goal that you had in mind that you wanted to achieve, and that is why you believe that you have to set things in motions right away?
As I told you before, that expectations, they were thinking that I will have to score pretty much. So I think that expectation forced me, that gave an impetus to me to achieve good, to score more. And I think that was the only factor that kept me going on, that forced me to do more hard work.
What are you planning to do now? I mean, you have scored pretty good marks. I believe that everyone you know is pretty happy. You must be getting calls from your relatives, getting calls from your friends, congratulating you that you have achieved such good marks. What is your plan now? What do you plan to do? Of course, you'll be pursuing higher education. But do you have something in mind, a specific goal, a specific aim, who you want to become in next 5, 7, 10 years?
No, I have the basic intention of becoming an IAS officer. That is, I have to clear the UPSC exam. So for that, in class 11th, I have opted humanities, and then I would like to do honors in political science.
So UPSC, why UPSC? I mean, every kid that I know, they also dream of, clearing civil services, becoming an administrator. What is your specific goal? Why do you want to become a civil servant?
Actually, there can be two set of reasons for my intention to become an IAS officer. One is the prudential one. Prudential means that I have certain loss and gains in it. Actually, the opportunities that I get as an IAS officer, they are very much, and I strive for them. And the other one is the moral reason. I want to serve the nation, and UPSC gives me that much authority that I can serve the nation with that much determination and that much authority that I will get.
Are you talking about, you use two words, serving the nation and authority. When we talk about civil services, essentially you will be a civil servant. So do you believe currently the kind of regime that we have, the kind of administration that we have, the people who clear civil services, they believe themselves to be more of an authority and less a civil servant? And what would you do different when you or if you clear civil services?
Nowadays, the mentality has perfectly changed. Now, the young people are joining civil services, and they had that much zeal to serve the nation, firstly, and they are using that much authority of a civil servant to serve the nation. And I also want, if I will become an IAS officer, I will, of course, use that authority to clear certain evils. I have thought of certain evils that prevail in the society and that heart-wrench me. For example, the poverty is there, the corruption is there, IAS officers are alleged to be so much corrupted. So I want to change that mentality by becoming an honest person, by becoming a determined person who is determined to serve the nation by true heart and true soul.
You belong to Bishnab, which is kind of a rural area in Jammu. So do you believe that your humble roots will change the way that you treat people if you become a civil servant? Do you think that you will be more polite to them as compared to other officers who are born and brought up in the cities?
Actually, I don't know what other civil servants do, but yes, I have the intention that I have to be polite always. Because being a civil servant, you have the much duty, you have a moral duty, it's your responsibility for you to serve the nation. So that's why you have to be polite to the people. You should have the capability to take people along with you. That's why a civil servant becoming a civil servant is my basic intention.
So this is quite a serious discussion. Let's talk something lighter, on a lighter note as well. What other interests do you have apart from, academics, apart from literary activities? Do you have some other, creative interests?
Yes, I do have immense interest in painting, in debating. In fact, I can say that I do all except for the sports.
All except for sports.
Yeah.
As for painting, do you currently paint in your free time, or do you not get any free time because you're so busy, preparing for civil services, preparing for exams?
No, it was never like that. I, paint whenever I feel stressed. In fact, the 1 month before the board examinations, I painted almost 3 paintings. That gave me a relaxation, that gave me more creative ideas, that what I have to write. I think that play a very important role for me.
I think in every child's life there is at least one or more than one person who really inspires them. Who is that person for you?
I think my teachers, my parents, they are the one who inspire me the most.
Your teachers and your parents.
Yeah.
Do you never think about, getting into the teaching profession so you can, even in the teaching profession, you can serve the nation, you can, inspire the future of this nation. So did you never think that you can get into that profession as well?
Yes, teaching profession, I think that is the most wonderful profession in the world because they prepare the future of the country. But still, I don't have that much intention to become a teacher because I want to serve the nation in a quite different manner by getting certain sort of authority, by getting certain sort of that much, privilege that I can serve the nation in a quite different manner. Because as a teacher, we prepare the future of the country. But if I will become a civil servant, then I can take the help of law to, eliminate all the evils in the society.
Sushant, all the best for all your future endeavors. I also have with me Nitish, who has scored 95% in his 10th class, and he has also scored 100 marks in SST. Same with Sushant, he has also scored 100 marks in SST. So, Nitish, currently when you see people scoring 100 out of 100 marks, did you ever expect that that would be in your report card when when you were giving your exams? Did you expect that you would get 100 out of 100?
Actually, when I used to see the last year results, I feel very astonished when I used to see the result that people have got 100 out of 100 in many subjects. But yeah, I really do hard work a lot. I practiced SST a lot. Actually, I won't lie, I'm a little weak in SST, so I practiced on SST a lot. And the day I saw my result, I saw 100 out of 100 in SST, and I'm very happy that my hard work paid me off.
सो नितिश, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि ये जिस सब्जेक्ट को लेकर आपको लगता है कि आप थोड़े से वीक हैं, उसके ऊपर जब आपने कहा कि आपने बहुत सारी मेहनत की, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं हुआ कि जिन सब्जेक्ट को आपको लगता था कि आप कॉन्फिडेंट है इस सब्जेक्ट में, कहीं पर वहाँ पर चूक हो गई हो क्योंकि आपको लगा आप कॉन्फिडेंट है तो उसमें आपने थोड़ी सी मेहनत करने से कतरा लिया हो?
Actually, no, I've never lost my grip on the subjects on which I am strong. Like SST, I am weak. I was weak. But maths और science में जो मैं था, I was strong. I have good grip on maths and science. So मैंने maths और science को regular little bit like 1 or 2 और मैं regularly देता था. But I practice more on SST. So I think हम किसी भी subject अगर if we are weak at any subject, if we practice, it's not difficult to like score good in that subject. Maths, science, SST, the subjects in which you have interest, that are good, like you can score good in that subject, but the subject in which you are weak at, then फिर हमें उस पर ज़्यादा like मेहनत करनी पड़ती है.
Nitish, you told me that your dad is in BSF. So when you got your results, he was doing his duty at that time. How did it feel, you got your results, you scored such good percentage, you probably told your mom and she was ecstatic. So how did it feel that he was not there with you at that point when you wanted to share that moment of happiness with him?
Actually, I got my result around 1:30, and I called my father, but there is some network problem there, so he got to know about my result nearly 2 or 3 hours later. But when he listened about my result, he was so exuberant and he was so happy that he was congratulating me. But ये होता है ना कि like little bit like वो feeling होती है कि वो घर पे नहीं है, but it's okay, like yeah, they are working for me, working for my studies, so I'm happy.
So you called him up, you told him that my result has come out and I have got this much percent. You probably told him that you got 100 out of 100 in SST.
Sure.
What was his reaction? How long did you talk on call with him? And what did you feel afterwards?
Actually, I think I called around 1 hour with him. I later on searched my phone lines, thought like by 1 hour. I was so astonished, like I called him for 1 hour. So he was so happy for that. my
So
result.
generally, when you talk to him, you probably talk for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or never more than that. Is
10
that
or
so?
15 minutes
So
around
for,
this.
for 1 hour, you talk to him. So, you could probably guess what was his reaction towards it. Like, how did he feel about it? Because, staying away from your family, it takes away a lot from you, especially when you're missing out on moments like this. So, what was his reaction?
Actually, he remained in house very less. So he was not much expecting this much. So he was very happy. I think he was expecting around 90, 91, 92 because he never seen me studying much. So he was very happy when he listened that I have got 100 out of 100 in SST and 95%. He was very, very glad.
So generally when we see that for young bright chaps like you, parents are the one who are telling like please पढ़ लो, ये कर लो, ये subject आपका weak है, इसमें थोड़ी सी practice कर लो. But with you it's completely different because your dad's not around that much. I'm sure that your mom kind of has a soft spot and she's most like कि जल्दी सो जाओ. So what made you study hard? How many hours did you devote in studying? And what was that driving force that made you get now 95% in 10th class?
To be honest, my parents never pressurized me because they have seen me studying hard. They never pressurized me. Even my mother used to say at night, like, sleep now, it's very late. But yeah, I know because I have interest in studies. I wanted to score good. In fact, I wanted to score more than this. But I hope I will score in further my further classes. So I'm happy about that. And my parents were so glad. I don't think they expected this much. But yeah, they are happy also.
You said that you wanted, to get higher percentage. What do you plan to do in future? And we consider your higher percentage to be so important to us that we devoting hours to study is really good, but does percentage really matter that much? Because if you have interest in something else, I don't think 10th class is the base. Having a strong base is important, but having a higher percentage, do you think that will change anything in your future plans?
Actually, I never studied for percentage. I had interest in technology, so I want to do BTech in my further, BTech in computer science. I had interest in technology. I never studied for percentage. I just studied because I had interest in studies. I devoted my time in studies according to the requirement. Like in some subjects require so much time, and some subjects require more time. So I think that I had interest in this type of things. So I just studied because I have interest. I never was pressurized by someone about studies, like you have to study now. So no, I was happy.
That's what's happened. So you said that you have interest in technology, that you want to pursue BTech now. Like, do we expect that we'll also have a Mark Zuckerberg in Jammu region? Can we expect that from you, that you want to delve into the creative side of technology, or do you also want to be the one who just finishes his degree in BTech and then you're off for finding jobs in MNCs so you can have a stable salary and have a stable life?
Actually, everyone want this, but I think I have interest in technology. I will do my BTech. I will seek a job. But apart from that, in my free time, I do coding. I want to do like everyone has a dream of get a job in big MNCs like Google, Microsoft. But yeah, I have interest in that. So I won't do everything for job. I want to do on my side, creative side, yes, as you say, that I want to do like I have interest in this thing. So I want to do developing side. Yes.
Do you think कि आप instead of looking for jobs in Google, Microsoft, when you finish your BTech or when you have given yourself appropriate time, you will be the one who will be creating companies like that, creating companies like Google, Microsoft, in which people would want to work for you? Like, isn't that the dream? Shouldn't that be the dream?
I think it's a dream of every person who want to pursue this type and want to go in this field. Yeah, everyone has a dream. I too have a dream. I will work hard on that, and if I get it's my potential, my support of my parents, teachers, and everyone who is with me, I think yes, I will work hard. If I get the chance, I'll surely go on to that path.
You belong to Deoli. So, since August 5, 2019, we haven't had 4G internet. How difficult was it for you to, belong to that region and not have that much resources with you, but still study for as hardly as you did and, score this good percentage? Was it hard for you without the internet, or did the internet never really made a difference? You had your books, you had your teachers, you had your school, and you were, comfortable with what you had.
Actually, I used to search internet a lot, like studying whatever I have doubt. I used to go to the search internet and I search whatever I have doubt. I got my solutions there. But yeah, I managed. I think government should start 4G again. But yes, my teachers supported a lot. They do give us their personal numbers that anytime we have any problem, we could call them. We could ask any doubt to them. So teachers played a very major role in supporting us. So yes, 4G, there was a problem, many problems we faced, like loss of 4G. In fact, we didn't have internet for some time. So yes, we faced problems because internet nowadays is a major resource which every student need, in fact. So that's because many people say that internet can corrupt many children. So I think that it's not only like you can be not so good. You can use internet in a good way. Like I used to search many good things. I used to search internet so much that whatever I have doubt, I used to clear on them. So I think internet is a very good resource, and there was a problem with not having 4G, but I managed it.
And since you had your interest in technologies, how did it feel that one technology that has revolutionized the world, that everyone has access to, and you belonging to a rural area and you preparing for your 10th class CBSE exams, which everyone wants that they have as much resources as possible, and you didn't have that one, significant technology at that point? How did that feel?
Actually, it feels very bad because it's been like it's going to be in August 1 year that we don't have internet, 4G internet. So it feels very bad. Like we are living in 2020 when internet is a major source for every children, every person who are using big businesses. They all are using internet so much. So I think that internet should be government should start 4G again. It was a very bad thing, like we don't have resources, proper resources for our studies, but we have to manage things. So I tried to, I managed things. I cleared all my doubts from my teachers. My parents supported me. So everything was like manageable.
Did you feel like on a lighter note, I'm just joking about this, did you feel like this should be written on your mark sheet that scored 95% despite internet restrictions? So, that can give you a more weightage, like, look how hardworking this boy is, that he didn't have 4G, but he still scored 95%.
I won't lie, actually was thinking the same when I was preparing for my exams, but it can't happen, we know. But we know everyone have problems, but we have to face them. We have to surmount all those problems. If we can surmount that problems, only then we have the potential to do something in life. Like, we don't have to fear from the problems. If we have 4G, if we don't have the 4G internet available, we don't sit back like we don't have 4G internet. No, we can't do anything. No, just find another resources like you can do from books, teachers. So just don't depend entirely on one thing. You have many resources, other things like for books, 4G, etc. So you should just not entirely depend on one thing and find alternative sources where you can score good. Like you can do whatever you want to do if you surmount all the problems.
Nitish, I'll ask you the same thing that I also asked Sushant, that in every person's life there is one driving force, there is some inspiration. Who is that inspiration for you? I mean, do you have any coder that you idolize, that you believe that this is the person that I want to be like? Is there someone in your family, in your relatives? Is there someone that you feel like this person inspires me a lot and I wish to become someone like him?
It's my father, because he works for me so hard, like spending more than a year in his duty. He don't come to house so much that he spend his time in outside. So he's the major driving force. Like, I want to inspire from him. Like, he's do a lot for him, and like I want to do a lot for him. When I was able to, if I will be able to do something from them, I just want to do something for them so that I pay them off. I think children can never pay their parents off. Yeah, but I will do my hard, whatever I can do to support them.
And what about your mom? I believe, since your dad has been away, your mom is the one who has been constantly there for you, a constant support, like a backbone for you. So what would you say about your mom? Like, how much has she contributed to this success that you have received today?
Actually, I want to dedicate my success, whatever I got, to my mom, because she was the most supporting person in my entire life. Because he never pressurized me to do like this. But yeah, she was such a supporting person. He never pressurized me. He always supported me for whatever I want to do, you can do.
So this has been a very enlightening conversation. All the best to you too, Nitish, for all your future endeavors. This was Nitish and Sushant, who have scored really good percentage in their 10th class CBSE. And as you can hear from these young chaps, they have already made plans for their future and they're working really hard for it. These are the stories that we wish to share to you, so you can also get inspired and you can also understand that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what kind of obstacles that you have in life. If you have that will inside you, that you want to do something in your life and you want to do something either for your parents or you want to do it for yourself, then you can always overcome all these obstacles, and if you keep working hard, you will achieve success in life.